The plane has arrived. We're about ready to head out to Greece. The date is 9/13/2013. Arriving at our hotel at 10:30 in the morning. There's Sue doing... This map shows all the places in Greece and Turkey we visited. This is our first day. We're walking around Greece looking at the sights without the tour right now. Everything's going great. TripAdvisors told us about this hole in the wall for gyros. They were correct, the best gyros in the world. I ate it so fast I couldn't take a picture of the whole thing. Walking around after lunch, here's Zeus, our hotel we'll be staying at right across the street, and Hadrian's Arch. Our first good view of the Temple of Zeus. Also, you see our hotel that'll be coming up shortly. That's the hotel there, so we'll have a good view of the temple from there, and also we'll have a good view of the how do you say it, Sue? Acropolis. We'll talk to you later. First dinner that night, calamari. Fabulous. We had one more day. The next day, still on our own, we took a train ride around Greece. We visited the square. Right above it is the Acropolis. We also seen Hadrian's Arch once again, and got pretty close to the Acropolis. Seen the vendors and singers on the streets. Very nice day. This night we ate at a restaurant that Bill and Hillary Clinton ate at. They loved it, and so did we. I had the rabbit. Sue had the Greek dish moussaka. The waiter gave us a couple complimentary drinks at the end. Very nice night. We're on the tour now with Gate 1. This is the first stop, Corinth Canal. The Romans tried to build it, but they could not. The Greeks finished it many years later. This is the Temple of Asisius. The god involved is the one of healing. The staff that the doctors use nowadays with the snake around it came originally from here. And this seats 20,000 people. The acoustics are fabulous. I'm going to attempt to walk to the top, which appears to be quite high. There's Sue. I think she may be attempting it. Hopefully she makes it. I'll take some pictures from the top shortly. This was one of the impressive stadiums or forum. Unfortunately, I took videos and I accidentally deleted them. These are some of them, but not the best ones. Next stop is Nicene May. This is the entrance coming up right here. It was built quite differently than the Acropolis. Different people, I imagine. Dignitaries were buried in the walls here. And then there's also a tomb that the king was buried in. Reminds you of the way they buried the pharaohs in Egypt. Here it comes. It was all covered in sand, and then they dug it out and discovered it naturally. This is Olympia. It caught me off guard because the size of the place and everything they do is exactly the same as we do today. Of course, the columns and the way they built it is quite fabulous. They did have a bad earthquake here, which brought a river in, and everything ended up being buried in mud. idea of the size and how large the games were. This was completed by Alexander the Great. There were gold statues inside it. It was surrounded by columns, obviously, but all decorated in gold.
Person of the city that gifted it, and for what reason? He, she, they were thanking the gods. Okay. In this particular case, and they were all around here. Imagine hundreds and hundreds of statues. It was like an open-air museum. There were statues of marble, of bronze, okay, mostly marble and bronze. And here, this particular statue, of course, all of these have been lost, but some of them have survived, and we will see them in the museum. This is the case of this particular one. It was the statue of Enki, and it looked like this originally. Okay, standing on this tall pedestal. Okay. What is Enki? A victory, a winner's victory. Okay. There was a war.
This is the starting line at the field in Olympia. Two real good athletes getting ready to race. This is an area where the athletes used to train. There's a temple of Athena and Apollo. Many dignitaries used to come here and ask the gods questions. It said that they talked in a language that no one could understand, but they came anyways to ask questions. There's a treasury here, a forum, two forums, and it's all cut into a mountain, which makes it impressive. And once again, it's very high in the air. The views are incredible. Also, rumor has it they slayed a dragon here. Here's the gorge of the by the Temple of Athena. I don't know if you could get the true value of how it looks from this iPad, but it's quite deep. Naturally, you see olive trees all over. It's amazing how many olive trees. It's more trees than the orange. They tell us this stone has fallen from the heavens. Fortunately, it landed on this marble slab. This is the Temple of Apollo. Here you can see how everything's cut into the mountain and the walkway, how you would get to the top of the mountain. At the top there's a forum and where the athlete used to train. There's also one about in the middle of the mountain. Quite a few people did not go to the top because of the height. The views once again were spectacular. One of the forums cut into the mountain. After that stop, we stopped at another great restaurant. I had mussels. Sue had the sea bass. It was right on the ocean. Just a fabulous place to eat. Food was excellent. We're on our way to Delphi, where the monks live on these high rock formations. The formations are incredible and the views are fabulous. We're not allowed to take pictures in the monastery, probably because the frescoes and paintings would fade, but it's very incredible. Here's one of the monasteries. Hopefully you could get an idea of how high this is from the picture coming up, and it also shows the city below it, which we'll be driving down for lunch. Here's the restaurant we ate at below Delphi. It was quite different because you went into the kitchen and picked out your own food. Here's the meals we had. It was delicious, all homemade. The waterfall that you see is right across the street from the restaurant. We did walk around the town also, and it was quite pleasant. Today starts out a bus ride to see the changing of the guards, and this is the stadium where the Olympics were held. And this is the Acropolis Museum. Now we're finally up close to the Acropolis. We're walking all through it. It's very impressive the way it sits above the city of Athens. Breathtaking views, unbelievable pillars. There's a forum that you're looking at right there. It's just a great day. We've been waiting for this since the beginning of the trip, and it was more than expected. Here's the way the statues hold up the porch. Very popular spot. Everything looks really nice. Here's a good view of it. You would enter the gate and start up here.
On the offer?
Absolutely.
Right here somewhere?
You're gonna stand up there?
Stand right here.
That works too.
Get the vertical so you can, yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, here we go.
There's Sue down there, taking a rest, if you can see her. That night we had dinner with friends, as you could see. Great night. We're leaving Athens, headed towards Turkey, Istanbul, and we'll see how the ship is. The ship pulled into Istanbul about 4:30. We only had about 3 hours to get to the Blue Moss and the Hagia Sophia. A taxi cab driver we hired took us there, and he stood with us for the whole trip and brought us back. Here's a view of the hallway that is upstairs. I guess you can't get a true picture of the length of it, but it's, my guess is 200 feet, 250 feet long. I'll walk to this balcony again. It's more in the center. This chandelier right here is about 20 feet round. Maybe more like 40 feet. Smaller ones going all around it. There goes Sue trying to get closer to the altar. She has the black coat on. That's her right in front of us. This is a square in the blue moss. Look how far Sue's going ahead of me to get separated. Incredible. Rather than look behind her to see where I am. This is inside the blue moss. Absolutely beautiful. There's the gentleman that took us. We met him by just accident. That's Sue with something on her head. We needed to take our shoes off to come in here. And the center's even more fantastic. I'll go slowly up. Stained glass windows all around. From Sue. Very nice. Trying to get Sue's face while she's taking pictures, but I can't. There she is. The gentleman that we picked up is working hard. He's charging us very little, but if everything goes right, we'll give him twice the money, 3 times the money. He's doing very good. Here he is with Sue.
Siri not available.
Okay, here's the port in Istanbul. Here's a different boat that pulled up. Looks a little like it's a nice new one. There's the city. Here's the other side of the city with the blue moss and IS Sophia, I guess it's called. There's the boat we're on. There's Sue taking pictures. That nice taxi cab driver tried to take us for about 80 euros, which is $100. However, we didn't give it to him. And we're still alive and back at the boat. Got one more day of Istanbul. Hopefully that taxi cab driver isn't waiting for us. However, we had a good day. We seen 2 things that Sue really wanted to see, and they were quite amazing. So tomorrow it's going to be the Spice area and the Grand Bazaar and whatever we can see. And there's Paul Holeth. Yeah, you see we're in a lively ship. This is the next day in Istanbul. We're walking. This is the harem we're looking at. The tile work here is absolutely incredible. Everywhere you look, there's tile on the wall. That's the Queen's Courtyard right here. And you just can't believe the tile work, how they accomplished it way back then. This is the Grand Bazaar. Every kind of store you could think of. Very busy place. We actually did buy a rug up the street for a souvenir. Very nice. And we had a Turkish lunch here. You'll see all kinds of different meats, different type of bread. It was very good. We're on the island of Lesbos in Greece. Here's a church that we walked into. Beautiful. Once again, I deleted some real nice videos. However, I did get snapshots of the food and the gelato, which is very important. This was a very special site for Sue and myself, the Blessed Virgin Mary's house. Here's where they stored the water to feed the houses, and also next is the statue and the church where 3 popes have visited. We couldn't take pictures inside the house, which are coming up, but we did the best that we possibly could. Here's the house, and we had the tour guide to tell us about it.
Now, first of all, you can see the hole behind me, like a keyhole shape. You see the walls the other side. That was covered building, and it was a cistern actually, water cistern supplying water to the house. So that's the purpose. You can see the pipes around. So what we know, we said that, John took the Mother Mary here. They lived here. The house discovered in 1891, but only, after 1950s, the house has been restored and converted into shrine and opened to visitors. And the house we'll see today is not the original house actually. The foundations of the house is original. The house reconstructed on top of the original foundations, exactly with the same size and shape. So where you're walking on, it's original, but where you're looking out, reconstruction. And once we get closer, you'll see the outside walls. The house of the Mother Mary is a very small, modest house, you will see. There's a little entrance. And at the entrance, you will see some gifts left by the prayer visitors. And then main living room. Today, you will see there the altar and the statue of the Mother Mary. And on the right side, there's an additional room. Used to be kitchen. And today, over there, you will see the gifts left by the popes. 3 popes visited the house of Virgin Mary here in the past. 1967, Pope Paul VI. 1979, John Paul II. 2006, Benedict. They visited the house. We didn't have the card.
This is the church right here of Virgin Mary, and the house will be going in a second. Unfortunately, I can't take pictures in there, but here's the outside of the house. I can't tell you how, for Sue and I, how excited we are being here. I'll show you the back side of the house right after this. There's Sue getting ready to go in. Fortunately, there isn't a crowd, so it's great. There's Sue making an offer right behind the house. It's quite amazing. The house actually is better than expected. There's me making an offer. There's my hand. Here's the back of the house. There's a fountain we'll be going down to see holy water. Actually, you could drink it. Here's the way the inside of the house looks. Or where they put up an altar. This is the picture I'm thinking. There's Sue making, getting some water. Very, very touching, to say the least. As I said, St. John was in charge of taking care of the Blessed Mother. Jesus told her to follow St. John, and act as St. John is her son. Here's some requests, I guess, that people make of tissue and hang them on the wall. This is right below the Virgin Mary's house, Ephesus. It's unbelievable. 250,000 people lived here. John never brought the Virgin Mary down to the city for fear that someone would recognize her and turn her into the Romans. Those two columns used to have fire on top of it to signify the city.
And the port means they could trade, make money, and they could provide their needs from the other places. So just like today, these days, location.
Take a look at this. This has got to be the most incredible thing we've seen. Look at, I thought we were at the end and it turns right and still goes down even farther. See all the columns following the walkway. Incredible. This is by far the best thing I think we have seen. All different, but still this is incredible. Ephesus. I don't think I'll have enough room to do anything else on the next trip. We're still going to Crete and another island. And back in Athens. Seems like the vacation's lasting forever, which is great. Okay, this is the forum where St. Paul's preached. It's incredible once again. I think I'm going to go by Sue in a moment where she's staying up taking pictures. Straight in that area. So many people you can't see her. She's sitting down. But we're going to follow some of the spots where St. Paul walked in a moment. Once again, I told you I was done. Take a look at this shot. Absolutely incredible. Hopefully you get it well. And that marble walkway continues down another 300 yards. Incredible. That's counting what we just walked down. We only seen half of it. This is definitely the best place we've seen on the whole trip. Not that all of it was nice, but this is so incredible. Just can't imagine it. This is the Turkish version of moussaka, all homemade. It's as good as the Greeks make in its own way. It was absolutely delicious. We hit the restaurant at prayer time. This is a restaurant we stopped in. And it's obviously prayer time. It was a fabulous lunch. Next stop, Nikolos, a town that has mostly white buildings known for their windmills that you see. Small town, but very nice to visit. Okay, down in Crete, we went to Nosso. The rooms in Nosso are very interesting. They're different than the rooms we've been looking at, as you could see from these pictures. We took a little tour around the city, and it was quite interesting. We stopped at a seafood restaurant. Both of us had the octopus, and you can't go wrong with the Greek salads. They were always out of this world. The view from the restaurant was fabulous. It was right on the ocean. And we're going to be headed back to Athens. This is one of the restaurants we stopped in Greece. I'm going to show you some snapshots after this. But the view's spectacular, food's excellent, and the Greek people are very, very friendly. Uber has dropped us off back in Athens. We have a day and a half to do our exploring. We went to the most expensive hotel in Athens to see the view. Unfortunately, I deleted that tape. However, we did go up for a few drinks. It cost more than $40 for 2 drinks. You can see Sue with the nuts on the table. I made sure I ate every single nut anyways. Sue picked this hotel for our last night in Athens. What a view. We're going to have dinner tonight, maybe a pastry shop, have a good night's sleep, and we'll be heading home. Still hanging in there. We had a nice dinner, always time for a pastry shop, and at the last moment Sue found the Roman baths, which we were looking for some time. We've seen everything we possibly could, and I hope you enjoyed the video.